Welcome back, everyone, to Phil's Recap and Review. Vikings, Season 5, Episode 4, The Plan, the live review commentary. Welcome back to another Vikings review. Let me turn off this music. As some of you guys know, with Vikings, because of the day of the week it is, sometimes I have to get up early on Thursday mornings, which tomorrow is the case. It's tough to do a recap right afterwards. So sometimes what we do here, as well as recaps afterwards, we like to go on during the show. And I'm going to try something new today and keep my fucking big mouth shut during the program and try to only talk during commercials. But someone with us tonight, deciding to sit on the couch tonight and join us in this Vikings discussion, is Steph Easy. How are you doing tonight, Steph?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's great to have you. We got M, we got Shannon, we got Timo, we got K-Rich, all locked in and ready to watch this episode of Vikings. We've changed the room around a little bit. We painted the walls, or Stephanie painted the walls, and we added a new mirror that I think opened the room up even more. So this is going to be very interesting. But if this is your first time joining us for one of these, basically what we're going to be doing is watching the show and commenting. A lot of times I have a bad habit, as anyone that actually listens to this podcast, I can just talk and talk, or she has to like live in the same house as me, listen to me talk and talk all the time. But I'm really going to try not to do that during the show and kind of hold all my silly comments to the commercial breaks. So sometimes it's just easier to do these kind of things on Vikings nights. I don't want to wait till later in the week to do this. I want to do this tonight and can't do the recap, so we're doing this. So if you're watching this live, tune on in. You can try to sync together with us somehow to watch the episode as well. And if you're watching this later, maybe you can just listen to this podcast and be able to get into it as well this way.
So, I'm already yawning.
I know.
Better be good.
Stephanie needs to go to bed. So here we go. The episode is starting. Time for me to shut my trap up. I'm very excited for this episode of Vikings. I'm very excited not to have to take notes and just fucking watch it. Hey, SM. Hey, Icy Furry. Hey, Mike.
Did you say icy fart?
Icy Fury. But fart would be good too. Icy fart would be funny as well. Hello, Timo, Shannon, everyone in the live motherfucking chat. Our voicemail line is open if people want to leave voicemails while they're watching to play in the commercials or play right after the episode. 781-990-8509. But let's sit back. Here we go. The theme song, and we're fucking ready. Damn, Game of Thrones back already. Yeah, it's April 2019.
It's ridiculous.
April 2019.
What a joke.
Hey, 2018 doesn't need any Game of Thrones.
And then what? We got like what? 7 more episodes?
6.
6? Oh my, what a fucking tease.
Ooh, Timo's just excited to get all over Ivar again. See some bloody Ivar. Makes her tingle. Any of the Ragnar sons make you tingle like Ragnar?
No.
Okay, here we go. Time to shut up. Straight to Gibraltar. Looks like we're catching up with Bjorn. Wake up. Thank you, Em.
Thank you.
The Pillars of Hercules. What? Those mountains, known to the ancients as the Pillars of Hercules, but to our purpose, more importantly, they mark the entrance to the Mediterranean Sea.
How fortunate I was to run into you, Cinder. What are you thinking? How lucky we are the gods gave us this opportunity. What lies ahead are new cities, worlds, people, and places. My father would have relished this opportunity.
I would still urge caution about these lands and peoples. They will not know who you are. And you in turn don't know how strong anyone is in this new world.
I want to go to Rome. Rome is at the center of the map. Rome is the center of the new world.
Not anymore, Bjorn Ironside. Since this map was drawn, the whole world has changed. The Roman Empire is no more. Its power is mostly gone. What's left is just a sad shadow of its former glory.
Then if not Rome, then where?
There is an island, not so far away. It's an interesting place.
And what do they call this interesting island?
Sicily.
Love that opening. Love the feeling of discovering those Bjorn scenes. Really exciting. Look at this landscape. This is fucking incredibly beautiful.
Especially now we have a nice new TV.
Yeah, it looks even more exceptionally amazing. And now we're in York to get back into our Ivar kills everybody the show.
So in truth, we cannot think of attacking and trying to reclaim the town.
I agree.
And that is why one day it would be wise of you to dismiss their peacekeepers.
They didn't come here to make peace. They came here to make trouble. You cannot trust them. They are heathens.
Well then, we must retreat. Return to Wessex. Raise another army and leave them for now in possession of York.
I disagree.
We have no choice.
On the contrary,
I don't understand.
I had a vision. I saw the two witnesses who are the prophets standing before the God of the earth. And if any man should harm them, fire would proceed from their mouths and devour their enemies. And if any man should harm them, he must be killed.
You speak in riddles, Bishop Heahmund.
What I saw was real. I saw all the dead bodies of the wicked lying in the street of the great city, for there was no one left to bury them. And I saw that this great city was York, and all those dead bodies were of pagan Northmen. They died because they starved. They died because they had nothing to eat and nothing to drink, and were walled up in a great city.
Is that what you should do?
Yes. Close all roads to York. Blockade all rivers. Prevent the Northmen from coming and going. And in that way, trap them, starve them, force them to surrender.
And when they realize our plan, they might emerge and attack us, while our forces are much depleted.
I don't think the bishop ever wanted him to really come back. I think he
What do you say, Father?
liked being in charge.
I say, we'll go and order our commanders to close the roads, the rivers, passageways that lead to York. We will starve them out. With God's help.
Oh, he will help us, King Aethelwulf. Be assured of it.
Timo. She knows a surefire way to shut that bishop up. We get to see Ramsay and Joffrey the college years with Ivar as Ramsay. So we seem to be bouncing around, hitting some key locations. I like stepping in there, seeing the power struggle between the with Wessex right there, with the bishop who was in charge for so long, and the king comes back and fucks up the power struggle. As we get back to Kattegat with Ubi returning to his wife, and now potentially, at least from the commercials or the previews, going to try to form an alliance with Lagatha to combat
You're more than ever welcome back to our hearth.
Sexy the Boneless over there, or Ivar. Shannon, I think because they want you to... I'll talk about that in the commercial. Good question.
How you revenged Ragnar's death, overcame both Illa and Egbert. I thank my Messiah, but also you and all the sons of Ragnar for these immortal events.
And you must have heard of Sigurd's death.
How's it going, Tyrion? Great to see you, buddy.
His challenge to Bjorn that he was the leader of the great army. I want to tell you both. Bjorn Ironside behaved himself throughout with great honor and courage. I love and admire him as a brother.
Thank you for your words about Bjorn. He is a good man. I know that.
But Ivar is a different story. He tore us apart. As far as I'm concerned, I am not at war with Ivar. My brother Wessex. He has decided with Ivar. So he's not either.
Just go farm, Ubi. Get the fuck out of war. You're not a warrior like that. Go farm, and you should have gone with Bjorn.
I always supposed you against Ivar at Fitz if you agreed to support me against King Harold.
You see, that would think me an ally of my mother's skill.
I know. Your choices are all difficult to bear. But for the sake of the good folk of Kattegat, can we not be allies?
I killed your mother, but she was really annoying. I guess she was kind of annoying. And she did like Ivar better. So I guess we can drink now. An uneasy alliance gets born there.
He will come back.
I know he will. But until then, don't put away your trust in me, Beth.
Why do you say that?
It's just that after you, Bjorn should rule Kattegat.
Who knows what the gods have in store for us?
Nice cut. This is who knows what the gods have in store for us. Orgasm. I love the orgasm cut.
I understand I won't be sharing you with Wessex anymore.
I'm glad. For the man I married. You are my husband. Wessex is a traitor.
I can't wait to read some of the comments in the commercial break.
I think Lagertha is losing her power. I think the gods have deserted her.
Oh, you're so gonna die.
I have watched it happen. Her weakness when she dealt with King Harold, her uncertainty.
She's gonna die.
He tricked her. He made a fool of her. Truth is, there is only one man who can replace Ragnar as the ruler of Kattegat. And that man is not Bjorn. Since Bjorn clearly has no interest in Kattegat. It's you, Uwe. And you know it.
So I think we can all say that Ubi is going to tell Lagertha about this to show his loyalty to her, and his wife here is dead Viking walking.
At least he got one last fuck.
At least he did, yeah. One last time that he doesn't have to share him with his brother before she's gonna die from Lagertha's hand. Yeah, exactly, K-Rich. The bitch gotta go. So back over to Bjorn's adventures. I'm trying hard to zip the lip. Doing all right.
With his ambitions undimmed, so far as I know. What inspires you? Who is the Holy Roman Emperor? Michael II. But don't worry about it. In a few months' time, he may not be. All things change. This world is impermanent and deceiving. Many things are not what they seem. When we go ashore in the morning, remember, we are traitors. You will have many adventures here. And if we live, many stories to tell of the Great Hall.
He's gotten so much better as time's gone on with his characters, Bjorn.
Yeah.
Like I really feel the Ragnar in him in the Discovery, and I think that's one of the best things that they've done with the Sons. Even if some people, and I know some people watching the show, do feel the missing, feel the king's gone. But I think all of the Sons in their own unique way, except for maybe Hitzak, give you an element of that character in taking it in a unique direction where Ubi has a little bit more of a centered focus and wants to farm and do all of that. You've got Ivar, the warring, crazy, I'm going to be king, can I control everything? And then you have Bjorn with the sense of discovery and stuff. So I think that's one of the greatest things that the show has going for it right now is they've established at least three interesting characters in the remnants of that. It makes sense with him moving on, and I've talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks. I think the show's in a really good position, and I think the way that they're choosing to put in the information out now, the way that they're splitting everything up and the choice of editing is better than the show's ever been. I think last season had some problems with that, with a little bit too much focus A instead of B in certain episodes that were like getting bogged down and stuff. That was interesting, but I missed certain characters. So far, these episodes of this season, the combination, the way that each section is taking X amount of time and they're moving on to the next section, keeping everything involved is, to me, maybe the best that Vikings has ever been on that point, where I feel like I'm getting enough of each story. And I think part of that is I'm not going to say it's a benefit to lose an actor like Travis, but Joe and I were talking about this a little bit before too. Not having a central star anymore, one star that you have to give X amount of camera time, X amount of focus to, allowed them to open the story up a little bit. And I never feel like I'm wanting too much on the show since it's come back. Let's go into the live chat. And Sicily, will we see the Corleones? We will see the Corleones. We'll see Don Francisco and a bunch of fucking shit. Ubi. Sometimes I love Lagatha. Sometimes I want her dead, says M. Mike says, Ubi won for Shobi. Skull, I see Fury, drink to you. Lagatha is so fly, says Un. M says, I cannot wait to see Ivar pull Lagatha's intestines out her fucking nose. K-Rich says, bitch gotta go. I think talking about Ubi's wife. Uh-oh. Timo says, if this was The Walking Dead, there would have been 4 commercials by now. K-Rich says, the Kingdom of Sicily was a Viking kingdom. Timo says, agree, Phil. I don't feel a huge hole without Ragnar like I thought I would. They're doing a great job. And I have to say, I'm one of those people that some people are saying, why do you keep talking about it? Because I'm constantly surprised how this show is keeping my attention, which is something that I was fearful for a lot of last season, and it's just not an issue. I know.
Yeah.
Is it an issue for you at all? Because I know you were even bigger on Rag than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Perfect. What's up, Santovia? Great to see you. Great to see K-Rich. And yeah, we have 3 co-equal stories now, 3 major characters. Hitzok's kind of like a side character. We got Lagatha and Floki as excellent forces, but definitely not as much focus. We're going to see Rollo occasionally pop up. I'm pretty fucking sure of it. And I think we're back in now. Yep, time for me to shut the fuck up again. Thank you everyone for checking this out and being in the live chat. And the reason why Alfred doesn't talk as much is I think they want to show how he's an observer, and I think he may bust out of his shell at some point in time and show you that he is Athelstan's son.
Holy shit, they got a ton of rabbits. Hell yeah.
Bugs Bunny can eat a dick.
It's hunting season. Hunting for rabbits.
It's duck season. It's a rabbit season.
It's rabbit season.
It's duck season.
It's deer season. Holy shit.
They're like Link in Breath of the Wild doing some, they're going to cook and play the
They're just gonna swoop in and take all of their game.
Is that Alfred?
Looks like they will go hungry again.
Was that Alfred? time for the mental abuse hour with Ivar.
Hopefully his eye's still not red. It's so disgusting looking.
We're almost out of food. There's sickness in the
We can always eat you.
What are we going to do? We have to do something. The Saxons are in their own country. They can be reinforced and grow stronger.
Oh, shut up.
Every day we just grow weaker.
What do you really say? Huh?
brother, that I was wrong not to negotiate with the Saxons and that Cooper was right. No? No? Are you sure?
I love you guys in the chat right
I
now.
was wrong. That's why I didn't sail with him. But now you regret it? I just told you no. Cooper treated me like his little faithful dog.
And what do you think Ivar's gonna do? Treat you like an abused dog? Yeah. We'll grow a big boy mustache and then we'll talk. He would be a good Ramsay in the Ramsay the Early Years movie. Woof woof! Woof woof! Woof woof, motherfucking chat! Live! Woof woof, motherfucking chat joining us! Woof woof! He stands out in his ugliness, Timo.
There was nothing Lagertha could do. She was powerless. Isn't that more proof? Proof that the gods have turned against her. How can you say that? You're talking about life.
Beep beep. So
You were just a slave.
over
I am not a slave.
end of the episode, Dad. You think this is she's dead by the end of the episode?
We are equal to Lagertha, Tori, you and me. We are all equal.
Kill her now.
We are all equal.
I didn't know you were listening.
What does it matter? If I wasn't listening, then the gods were listening.
Heath Hinton, how's it going, buddy?
I have no feelings for you either way. I could kill you for your talk of betrayal.
I think you should.
I am sick of betrayal. I have known betrayal all my life. Every man I've ever known has betrayed me. Now most women betray me. What am I supposed to think?
Not every woman wants to betray you.
Of course not, Torfi.
Okay, not all. Hashtag not all, Torvi. Shut up, Torvi.
Fire against me.
That was such a fun. That's so funny.
But if you can find the courage to be loyal, then I will respect you like no other. You were a slave who had no choice. But now as a free woman,
I need to get a technical difficulty sign where I can just cut out, that part of the screen that has the mirror, so I'm not blocking the mirror, and Lotus knocks the camera out.
Who are they?
Yeah. Oh, she's dead soon. Kill her very soon. Ugh. I don't know what you're talking about, Andrew. I'm not going to get in the show.
Now,
Queen Judith.
this is my cousin, Manal. This is my husband, King Aethelwulf.
Sire, I fight well, the King of Kings. I offer you my allegiance and my absolute loyalty.
You are more welcome than I can say. There's much business to be done here. This is my eldest son, Aethelred.
Aethelred? Are they all Aethel somethings? Aethel sauce, Aethel poop,
Your reputation as a religious
Aethel.
and as a warrior goes before you.
cheese whiz. Like,
I can think of no two men I'd rather stand beside in the shield wall than King Aethelwulf of Wessex.
oh, now they're stealing their shield wall.
Don't flatter them too much.
Hey, Mum's upstairs. You keep your mouth shut, Mike.
It's true. The Bible tells us that all is vanity. And yet here we are, about God's work. The Bible also tells us to show no mercy to unbelievers. Against these devils and pagans, we are the wrath of God. Please.
I think it's so interesting to see the bishop's intensity of being like, I'm going to kill these pagans and choke their skulls and rape their fucking crevices of their eyeballs after I fucking stick a carrot inside of them. And then Aethelwulf there is just like, oh, it's going to be a lovely day in Wessex. He's trying to keep everyone nice. It's going to be an honor to fight with you. It's going to be an honor to murder these pagan bastards and bathe in their blood. I love this bishop guy. He's cracking me up. Let's mute this stuff. So I loved watching Ivar dress down his brother. I don't know what Hitzak was expecting in this situation. I mean, obviously he wants to be where the action is, where the cool kids are, and where he can feel like a winner, or where he can have the most Viking. He's the brother I understand the least what his motivation is exactly. I understand that he went with Bjorn on an adventure. Now, he seemed throughout all this to be a little bit more loyal to Ivar, but has the history with Ubi. I don't know. I'm not sure about him, and I'm not exactly trying to follow his mindset. I mean, I guess Ubi, being his older brother, sort of strong-armed him into going into those peace talk situations. But I like that Ivar's calling him out on being a come-with guy, and that he doesn't really have a backbone of his own. And if he thought he was going to get a better deal out of Ivar than he would out of the situation with Ubi about talking down, he could have a conversation with Ubi and be like, dude, you're talking down to me. This shit needs to stop. Ivar is going to start barking at him like, woof, woof, puppy. Sit, poo-poo, sit. Good dog. Woof. JRM is hot and complicated in real life. He says, I'm glad Mary J. Potter decided to stop by and watch this with me. So do we call Alfred Apple Fred Apple Ugly? JRM is a complicated guy. Oh, that's Apple Wolf's son's name. Wow, never knew that. Yeah, they all have the Apple stuff. Ivar needs to do some more kinslaying. I think it's coming. I think if Hitzak keeps talking shit to him, he's gonna do some more kinslaying. And I expect, I'm not completely sure, I don't know the history off the back of my hand, or really all well where it ends up, but it's hard for me not to assume that Ivar is going to win this conflict against his brothers and against Lagatha. Ivar will have his revenge. He's the strongest warrior, and he has control over the great Viking army that's just going to lay siege and waste for hundreds of years. Yeah, why don't I wear a bishop hat? This is the only hat I have. Ivar needs to stew. Very true. I call them Applewood Bacons. So I get where Ubi's coming from, and I get that they're having to set up something for him to prove his pride, but I think Ubi's wife there, the girl that was having sex with all the brothers last season, I think she's just dead person walking. It's just a matter of time before she ends up facing demise. Maybe not in this episode, because they probably would have done it already, but I don't see her. I don't even understand why Lagatha would keep him alive. But here we go. We are in Sicily now, and it's time for me to shut the fuck up again. I like that we keep going back to Bjorn, and he's actually a big part of this episode. They've hinted at this the first couple of episodes of the season, and these fucking landscapes. Look at how fucking beautiful that looks. Holy fucking shit.
You feel like you're there. You can see the mirage look, the desert.
Again, huge credit to the production team of Vikings that just keep consistently making the show look better and better. And as they add more locations, showing more off their chops of what they can do. Incredible. I'll talk about that in the next commercial break, but we're going to see it tomorrow night at 7, Heath. And I'll be on tomorrow night at 10 o'clock p.m., 10:15 p.m. for a live reaction, no spoilers. It does, Drew. I thought he was a new character. Is this the leaders of Quarth? Do they want to buy a dragon?
What is he asking?
If we are traders.
Of course we are traders. Look how few boats we brought.
Of course we are traders. Of course.
Okay, now. Welcome.
That isn't Q, is it? Kind of looks like Q.
Who? The short guy?
No. Yeah, scimitar.
Commander Euphemus wants you to understand that you are not the only Northmen who have appeared in that terrain.
Take the sword.
What is
Keep the
he
nose.
trying to eat?
The
Oh,
Emperor
pineapple?
himself has a personal bodyguard of Rus Vikings from the Kievan Empire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Eat that pineapple. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Commander Euphemus wants you to be his
Oh, thank you so much, Heath Hinton. Lots of love to you, buddy.
Very well.
In the commercial break, I'm gonna get up and give you a spin of the wheel. You rule, dude.
Tell him we agree.
Simfolu.
I love that Joe was talking about this. I love the different color palette. They do so well introducing new societies and cultures into this.
Who is she? Garcia. Απάντησα με το δώσ. Φιονογράφος έστει.
Her name is Cassia. Apparently she is a Christian, a nun. She was in charge of a monastery and writes holy songs.
A nun. A woman of God. Έπαξα την αποδυνία ρεβόλη.
A nun and a songwriter?
Τόξιν εξακούστηκες.
Sister Act?
Yeah. Is she gonna start a rock group and move to
Commander
Vegas?
says that he stole her from the holy city of Byzantium, and that she is so famous, the emperor sentenced him to death for abduction.
100% Heath. Wow.
Will I ever see my son again?
Wow.
Seer?
You will see him again. But in terrible circumstances.
What do you mean?
The consequences of Ragnar's death are not yet played out. You have only seen the beginning of the end. So now prepare yourself for what is to come.
What is to come? Tell me.
Why? Do you suppose that you could change your fate if you knew it? So now, after all, you want to fetter yourself and bind yourself in delusions.
No, I was thinking of my son. Only
Does she just keep getting younger every
my
season?
mother's
I have told you that you will
Botox?
see him again. Is that not enough?
Viking
Better
Botox?
makeup artists?
Too much knowledge.
No, I just mean like realistically speaking. I'm sorry.
Prepare yourself.
Every other character gets older.
One fateful day, two of
So that was a good kind of premonition of what's to come. That at least my feeling that I don't see Lagatha surviving this season. I think as more time goes on, Fine Hair needs to become a bigger force and overcome her, and then Ivar is such a force of fucking nature. But I just want to take some time and compliment again the show on. I talked about this when they brought Paris into it, when Wessex started to become more a part of the show. They do such a great job of when we're in these different areas to really almost make you feel like it's a completely different show. We're in that moment, sitting there listening to that girl sing, where they're all sitting in Sicily talking, having fun, having a party. It didn't feel. I mean, we are watching Vikings. We're watching Viking characters, and I mean this in a good way, not in a bad way. But it doesn't feel like you're watching the same exact show. It feels like they're setting that up in complete the way that the scenes are, the locations that they're doing, the way the set design just creates this complete independence from one section to another, and it's one of the most consistent aspects of the show from beginning to end, and is on par with like, you know, with what Game of Thrones does, a similar thing too, when you're in different locations of this like fictitious place. This is doing something, you know, you could say easier because you're dealing with, you know, book representation, and then you can actually go to the actual locations from history and show you what they look like, you know, or get representations. But still, they just film in such clarity, such beauty. And in these Bjorn scenes, which is something I've definitely have been looking forward to for years, just to see how they depict some of these different locations, they're not letting me down at all. And that's just going to keep going further and further as Bjorn's excellent adventure continues. Unfast says, I'm fine with her looking younger every season. Timo says, it felt like we're in a different city, which they're good at. Yeah, with immersion. Excellent word, Timo. They immerse you completely into whatever place you're going. They can do 200 years of history. Where's my spin, damn it? Yes, you're right, Heath Hinton. I got to jump up and go to the other room and give you a spin. I'll be right back. Stephanie, take over the show. You're in charge, Steph. Take over. Take over.
Who's going to keep you honest about where it lands? You got to bring it in here.
It honestly landed on bite of a sandwich.
Bite of a sandwich.
It landed on bite of a sandwich.
Oh, back on.
Back on. Back on. Made
Game
it.
on.
Steph's like, I got issues with having to talk on fucking cue, asshole.
I'm fading fast. And I haven't stopped playing with this thing.
So I'll do the sandwich the next commercial break so I don't have to shut the mirror off.
I see her. What about her? She's up there. Look.
Oh, Halfdan has a crush. He likes the pretty song. She's a nun, dude. Is that the nun? K-Rich says the Vikings in Constantinople came down through Russia, which of course was the named for the Russian tribe of Vikings. Awesome, dude.
Commander Euphemius isn't really the commander here after all.
Oh, I don't understand.
An Arab leader called Ziyadatala, the Emir of Phrygia in Kairouan, agreed to invade the island on Euphemius' behalf in return for a yearly tribute.
Where's Kairouan?
In Africa.
Where is Africa?
Another world.
Well, it's my fucking job sailing to other worlds.
Commander Euphemius. He is a...
Thank you for popping on in, Heath. Have a great fucking weekend. Hope you get to watch Star Wars and have a great time, buddy. Thank you for the super chat donation. You fucking rule,
At the
dude.
moment, he is probably the most important ruler in the Mediterranean. Many, many stories are told of him. Both Irish and Christians.
That's a good point, Bloody.
Which he often grants, for it increases his influence and his power.
What?
Did you met him?
No, that was Garcia. Yes. So, who was the man? I don't know, but almost certainly a spy. They look like lovers. It's possible.
A spy for who?
For the Emperor, perhaps. Or perhaps for Ziyadatala. Who can
What's
tell in this
happening?
place?
You wouldn't happen to be conspiring against us now, would you, Cinder?
I was only trying to find out what was going on here.
Some wanderers are really gods in disguise. Are you?
Do I look like a god?
A little bit.
Wants me to see that fella.
Why?
It seems like he is the true leader.
Thank you for that super chat donation, Heath Hinton. As we go back to York and the battle of power between the bishop and the king. Bishop to rook. Sorry. Enter
The
chess.
rook.
Yeah. Enter chess joke here.
Dead of disease and starvation. And so it has come to pass. Now surely they are burning their dead. So indeed it seems. Let us fall upon them now. No. If you take my advice, let their condition worsen further still. Let them suffer more dismay.
And bleed.
Until only creatures of rags and bones.
And then let our rats piss in them.
Then we attack. Oh, we can't always be guided by your visions, Bishop Heahmund. But surely you see the
Yeah,
signs
Ivar
of
is always up to something. While they're talking, Ivar's plotting.
how you put yourself forward above me to take command. Even though I am not king, I'm not God.
Did he just call himself a god?
No, he said he is king under God. So by going against me, you're going against God, motherfucker.
King of kings. I am your humble servant. Do with me as you will.
You guys got to settle this the Klingon way and challenge the king, challenge Galron here, Galron to a fucking hand-to-hand combat.
I think you're not humble.
Come on, Martok.
But still you are my servant, his words and laws. And we shall proceed together, for the sake of our country, for the sake of it. Thank you.
Make him suck it.
Yeah, we need a Takuma speech. Yeah, make him suck it. Yeah. Ivar's not sitting there and starving. I agree. Ivar has a plan.
I don't understand.
Thank you for the joke, Bloody Talker.
I don't understand why you pretend.
I would take my bishop on turn 5 and penetrate deep into their lines and smash that rook.
Did you really think that I didn't have a plan? Of course I have a plan.
Do I seem like the kind of guy that doesn't have a plan?
I found something out in Turkey. The Romans were very clever. My plan is based upon what I found out.
What is it? I need to know.
Sewer systems?
And you will know, my brother. In good time.
I expected Ivar to be even meaner to Hitzak in this situation. So what do you think Ivar's plans are? Go in the sewer? Is there a sewer system somewhere and like tunnel underneath them and then fuck them in their asses?
I doubt there's a sewer system.
Well, wait, he's starting to remind me of the Joker. Maybe he doesn't have a plan. Ivar's going to turn them into applesauce. How can you all like the players and hope... how can you like all the players and hope they don't kill each other? I think that's the glory of Vikings in how sometimes they do skip many, many years of time. And I want to see... In this situation, I like all the characters and I want to see Ivar kill them all. I want to see Ivar laughing and being the most horrible commander ever, or not horrible, but I mean horrible, like vicious. Yeah, and the Bjorn stuff is a great gooey frosting for the fucking cake that's going on in the Vikings right now, because it's not necessarily dedicated to the main storyline of what's going on, the Battle of the Brothers and the war that's brewing, and everything that's going on with the Wessex stuff and Kattegat and all of that. It's completely separate from it all. But unlike a couple seasons ago when we pop in with Rollo in Paris, I think this actually feels like it matters and has a good place in everything that's happening. And it's very interesting. It's, seems to be a simplified story. That, at least I think, that Bjorn or anybody that are Halfdan aren't really in any danger at any point in their mission or their adventures. They're more going to be viewed as mythical creatures walking through and revered on some level for their coolitude and their awesome ponytails and sexy, without a care Viking attitudes. Isn't that right? The sexy Viking attitudes.
Lovely.
Oh yes. This show flies by, no lags in time. It really does. We're down to 15 minutes left in this episode. This episode has flown by. The season's pace of the episodes makes each hour of TV feel like a second. Like it's so seamless. And even the commercials, History does a decent amount of commercials, but compared to other shows that we watch live on AMC, whether it be Better Call Saul or Walking Dead's, the amount of commercials History Channel puts in, or commercials for History Channel, it's lighter, even though there are a lot of like commercials for History Channel. But it seems like we get more actual program. Is it wrong that I watch Lagatha's old fight scenes on other shows? No, it's not wrong at all. The actress that plays Lagatha is actually a martial arts expert, says Duchronic and Icy Fury. That definitely benefits her from a action standpoint and shooting action scenes. It's probably part of the reason why they're excited to cast her. That wouldn't hurt. Okay, here we go. I think we're back. Probably for our last little stretch. Did anyone see
that bullshit? They force you to watch the show.
Did anyone see the skit on Jimmy Kimmel, the Lannister on a banister thing? The newest Christmas thing, Lannister on a banister. Here we go. Whoops. Back to Floaks.
Wow.
Iceland's so fucking beautiful. Wow. Can we go here? Like, this is fucking beautiful. I feel like the Lion King music's about to start playing here. I can't stand how beautiful these fucking scenes are and how well he pulls this off. Not every actor can pull this kind of shit off. And there's like
the little giggle,
the subtlety, the way that's edited together, like I'm fucking tripping out. unfucking believable the job he's doing this season and the way that they're shooting those floaty scenes. Some of the highlight of this episode, as we're to Bizarro Kattegat here, the whaling station. And one of my new favorite characters, King Fine here.
Who looks like really strangely like
Ragnar. Yeah, he's looking all very Ragnar-like this season.
And where are you heading now?
I have made up my mind.
To do what?
I asked the gods for advice. I thought about my own life, my own ambitions and hopes. But there is only so much the demons can do to deny the force of fate.
What is your decision?
What kind of whale is that?
A minke.
And why do we hunt whales?
Because every part of the whale is useful. Down to the smallest drop of its oil, which gives our world light.
I think whales are God. And each killing a sacrifice. Don't you?
What is your decision?
Hey, King McKay, great to see you in the live motherfucking chat, buddy.
I agree to marry.
Oh, Freddie. Hugs and kisses, buddy. You're fucking amazing.
Good. I couldn't have waited any longer.
So Astrid agrees to marry Fine here. Harold here. Do you think this is the smartest move?
Depends on what her aspirations are. Is she doing it to double cross in some way?
I think so. I think she has to have a plan. To go to this, I guess our statement of the evening is the plan thing. She seems like someone that would have a plan. And maybe she's going to use this to build power against him to support Lagatha, but I don't know. Or maybe she's just thinking of the long-term success that this guy's a comer.
It's the blue guy from Orville.
Rob
Love?
He's letting out the endorphin.
They will still find you.
Exactly, Kara. She apprentices under Lagatha. She knows sometimes she has to marry to that revenge is best served cold. And it's better to be close to your enemies sometimes. Yeah, that is Rob Lowe in the back. I agree. The ink on their faces is fucking amazing. Mike, you're making me want to bust out the Ben and Jerry's in the freezer, dude. Don't fucking talk ice cream at fucking when there's chocolate therapy in the house. Oh, she looks legit happy.
She had a little flashback moment to Lagatha.
Lagatha. She was thinking about Lagatha, and that was getting her through the moment. But she's also thinking about the unlimited power. She wants the power. So yeah, those Floki scenes are incredible. Just set up that feeling of constant tripping out, like in those moments, just quick flashes all over the place. So you can walk the look of the waterfall there. Just wow. And the beautiful landscapes of Iceland. So we're down to about 8 more minutes in this episode. Again, before we even get to the finish, there's just another really awesome episode. I expect a really jam-packed last 5 minutes here, getting back to Ivar's story and seeing what he's up to. But in a good 20 episode season of Vikings that we're going to have, this is definitely kind of moving the pieces along the puzzle, but we really do kind of move the story along with the Bjorn storyline, which seems to be, in a way, the focus. You know, they're starting with that, and they're probably going to bookend with Bjorn as well. And that seems to be, you know, what's progressing. And then we're also got Ubi's alliance with Lagatha, which they basically told us in the preview for next week anyway. Ivar is going to probably be dealing with the Wessex situation for a while. But I wonder when we're going to get an actual brother-on-brother conflict and army. I don't know if that's going to be in the mid-season or if that's going to be at the end of the season leading into next season. She's taller than her beast of a husband. By the power of Grayskull. Tried to watch Nightfall last week. Not sure if I liked it. They're pushing it hard. I see Stephanie and I tried to watch Nightfall too a little bit. It definitely didn't hook it. I know Joe watched it and was not a huge fan. Sure hope it doesn't end with Ivar showing he was bit by a zombie in the chest. That would be a bad end. And then I bet the father of Ivar would complain on social media that they told Ivar he was going to be on the show for 3 more years and then they lied to their son.
Just didn't have a contract.
Just a quick mention about that. I don't know, we won't talk too much about that right now, but this Sunday at 10:30 p.m., Joe Dirty Locks and I will be on to talk about Joe's thoughts on the Walking Dead season finale and also get his thoughts on this episode of Vikings. And we'll talk a little bit more about it and get his thoughts and just, you know, expand on it a little bit. For anyone that's tuning in later, tuned in towards the end of the episode, decided to do one of these instead of a recap tonight because I have to get up early tomorrow morning. So I decided to hijack the television and force a microphone, stick a long microphone in Stephanie's face and go, talk.
I'm up.
Wake up. No, I'm kidding. Nightfall will be good because it's close to the time that they had to go underground. Ivar will beat Ubisoft's ass. I love that Timo calling him Ubisoft. That's gonna stick. Keep putting that in the live chat so I remember to call him Ubisoft. Friday the 13th was a bad day for the Knights Templar. So the only bitch we're trying to kill off is Lagatha, right? Question mark. They just need to wrap up The Walking Dead. Oh yeah, there they do, Freddy. They made it worse, Phil, and totally. We're going to talk about that, Timo, on Sunday as well as we get back to Floki, who I feared after episode 1 that we might not see him every episode. I'm so pleasantly surprised that we keep checking into all these locations. Again, the perfect amount each situation. I didn't expect them to go back to Floki in this episode, and fuck yeah. Fucking love his Castaway Joe versus the Volcano adventure. I hope he meets the people drinking the orange soda soon.
Whoa. A volcano?
Yes.
Wow.
Don't go, Floki. Don't go, motherfucker. You're going to anger them. Floki still looks better than Alfred. Alfred needs a ham sandwich or something. You think I could rock that outfit? Oh shit. Suddenly I want to know more about their relationship and what promises he has made.
They're together?
I guess. What was the name of the place that he said he'd accompany her to?
Emir.
No, the.
He has changed his mind. He will come.
Why leave a beautiful island full of unlimited mushrooms?
For something, she said.
Okay, so they did a really good job just in a moment there, setting up a dynamic between two new characters that I actually care about, which is something that's hard to do. Sometimes they set up moments like that, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But I actually was like, whoa, what's going on there between those two? And I love that we're seeing things through Bjorn and Halfdan's perspective. The perspective in this episode, in this section, is really well done. Oh, part of me wants a whole... I hope they do webisodes. I'd love to see them do Viking webisodes of just Bjorn's adventure, because I'd watch, like... This show has an embarrassment of riches of awesome scenes. Whoops. What happened? Who's gone? Oh, all the Vikings left. So all the Vikings have abandoned York, apparently, and burned the place down. Alfred went from looking like young Arya to Jughead. It really does do Chronic. Shut my dirty mouth again. See, I told you we should have killed the pagan scum when we had a fucking chance. Trick or treat. Oh no, it's Sophia. Oh. And that's how the plague started. You got besieged, bitch. Did he just stick his finger in his butt and smell his finger? No. Oh.
Maybe they do have sewers.
I want to say the ancient Rome, they tried to build sewers and then they had to, and then they had to build sewers and then they stopped using them because they found it was like too dirty and disgusting or something like that. But they had tunneled the sewers. I could be making that history up somewhere in the back of my side butthole of my brain. But here we go. The episode ended, and the only complaint I'm going to say about this episode of Vikings is it ended leaving me wanting like exceptionally a lot more. Like this episode flew by, and this isn't a negative thing about Vikings, but this hour flew by of television, and I feel like I want so much more. And that's a credit to it. I don't think that's even a bad thing. I guess the bad thing would be that now, fuck, I have to wait a whole fucking week to get another episode because I'm completely invested in this storyline. And I feel like in this episode, I didn't get quite enough Ivar that I wanted. But we've gotten a lot of Ivar leading up, and it's great that they can deliver an amazing episode like this with my favorite character not really having a major feature role on it, where he and Ubi are probably my favorite brothers right now. I definitely like Bjorn too. But Floki again continues to deliver in this first half of this season, and his incredible adventure and the beauty that's depicted with Iceland and where he's at. Alfred is the ugliest thing moving. Walking through, and it's great. It's so great to see Alfred. So awesome episode of Vikings. I know you're tired. You're not. You're. It's past your bedtime, and I sprung this live streaming on you. But what did you think of this episode?
I feel the same as you. I wish it could have gone on longer, or part of me would like just each episode to extend the season and just have each extended episode.
Okay, now
You said webisodes.
Webisodes,
But I'd rather
yeah.
it be full episodes.
full episodes where now do you like bouncing from story to story, or would you rather like one whole episode
Yeah,
that
one
was
whole episode.
one whole episode on Bjorn's adventure, one whole episode in the Wessex and Ivar's war, one whole episode on Kattegat or something like that? Or
Not week to week. Like if I was binge watching, I guess.
right, but for and that's that you make a
Because
good
then you want to you don't want to wait 4 episodes to get back to Bjorn after you've had.
yeah. You make a good point. If Vikings, the way that they deliver it with a week to week basis, when it's not all released on History's, 10 episodes released on History's website at once, I like that they bounce from storyline to storyline. But again, that's, I guess, over the years, the one minor consistent complaint we have about Vikings, and it's not a complaint, it's that they have so many interesting things going that I'm constantly left wanting more. So you can almost imagine how the difficulty, in a sense, with the way they have to write these stories and stuff, and knowing, because they know they have so much interesting history to mine, how quickly they move through Viking history to get to certain things, and especially right now where they have so many different places, how they're probably so into what they're doing with Floki right now, you don't want to give up that energy and disappear from Floki for a while, so why introduce Rollo? But when you finally reach a peak point in this Floki line, then you can say, okay, we can take a break from Floki for a couple of episodes and go to Rollo. And there's just so much going on the show right now that it always keeps me wanting a lot more. And I said that a bunch of times, but it's such like a fanboy criticism. Oh, my criticism is there's like too much awesomeness that isn't quite, I want more awesomeness. Holy shit. We got Timo with the fucking super chat donation, $20. Thank you, Timo. Another great episode. Just wanted to be longer, which is what a good show's supposed to make us feel. Fuck yeah, Vikings. Go. Yeah, and that's the thing. A good band knows how to not do too many encores that you're walking out while they're playing. And you're like, okay, I love this band, but it's for another playing another song. A good band keeps you, like, they know right when to cut off. And I think that's where Vikings is kind of at a good mix of they just have a good sense right now, and they're in a good rhythm of showing you exactly what at least I want. And Timo, thanks for that $20 super chat donation. I'm going to give you 2 spins of the wheel so as I get off my lazy ass and give you 2 spins, but I know if you had your way, you just want me to take 2 shots right now. So I bitch about History Channel doing this AMC bullshit by not showing the preview until after nights. That's Stephanie was saying the same thing. I talk a lot, so you might not have heard her right at the end of the episode. She said, fuck, dude. I hate when shows do this. And it's not just History Channel. It's not just AMC. A lot of the programs do this. I don't know who started this, but whoever started this whole thing fucking sucks and deserves to have a fucking pencil shoved up their butt. Not sharpened. I'm not an asshole. Eraser first. You can put lubricant on it. But they definitely deserve some fucking bullshit, because I get the point of having lead-in programming, and you want to have like your top program to lead into another program, but to force somebody, especially if you're not into it. I want to say it was probably A Walking Dead was one of the first shows to do something like that. And even in Better Call Saul, like during Better Call Saul, I'll be like, oh, watch the sneak preview during that, which obviously I love both those shows, but I still hate the practice. Big Do says, big time, I want more. Is this show really ending with someone exploring America? That's the rumors. That's what I think I've heard Michael Hirst talk about, where at one point in time he wanted the final scene to be them reaching America. I See Fury, very patient writers. Santovia, I was worried that this show would fall off after Ragnar. Instead, it's kept my interest in every way. I would absolutely agree. I felt so fearful, and Stephanie and I talked about this on our own, and I know Steph's probably going to go to bed at some point really soon. So just in case you go away at any point, good night, Stephanie. Stephanie and I talked about this, and Joe and I talked about this several times, about how, not fear, but how is this show going to go on and be as captivating? And to some people it isn't, but to and this is coming from someone that was going into it kind of negatively, like going into it I like a lot of what goes on in the show, but Ragnar is my favorite character. Ragnar keeps me tuning in every week, and I'm more excited and invigorated with this show at this first half of the season than I was last year at this same time. If our beginning half of the storyline last season was, I think Ragnar is a heroin addict for that half a season and all that, that half a storyline was probably my least favorite of the Ragnar arcs. I like the last one, the Who Wants to Be King, like him running around like a crazy fucking old person screaming once he healed himself. But that half of season of Vikings was, I wouldn't say it's my least favorite, but I think I'm enjoying these first 4 episodes of season 5 more than I enjoyed the first 4 episodes of season 4. And that's not to say I didn't love a lot of season 4, or I'm going to end up loving season 4 more than season 5, but more than 4 altogether, because, you know, Ragnar's death and a lot of really amazing episodes at the second half. But I think that first half was a little slow, and that's where that balance of having too many balls up in the air they ran into problems a little bit, for me anyways, that they're focusing too much in some areas I wasn't interested in as many others, and Ragnar was chewing the fucking opium, whatever the hell he was chewing. But Travis is and was an amazing actor, and I hope he gets another show. I'm not sure if movies are his thing, or he hasn't been in at least a couple parts I've seen him in. He doesn't necessarily pick the best movie parts. We watched 20 minutes of Warcraft, or like going to shut this shit off.
Not even. We got our 10-minute rule.
Yeah, it hit the turd bell. But we were like, oh, there's Ragnar. So I hope he gets another show. I hope rumors of him playing JT or Jax's father in a Sons of Anarchy prequel, I could definitely see him doing something crazy in that kind of light. I could see him in that Sons of Anarchy universe. And I'd like to see him work with someone like Kurt Sutter. I think that might be fun. But I do hope Travis gets into something, because it's akin to, like, you know, a guy having to retire from a band that still plays music or something like that. I hope his next band is really good, because the band's replacement people that they got for him leaving the band are pretty good and are holding it up and did what I think they wanted to establish so far and breathe a little bit of new life into it. As well as, this gets said a lot in a lot of different shows, the production team has killed it this season and continues to kill it in making giving Vikings an individuality to its presentation that isn't in a lot of programs. It's in the clarity of which they shoot action, in the wide-angled nature of which they shoot these big landscapes, and the simplicity of the dialogue, that they play with this poetic sense to it all, but yet still so much more believable than some other shows that claim to be based in more basic real world. The sense of exploration is back this season with Bjorn. I talked about that ad nauseum tonight, of loving that sense of wonder and exploration, exploring, and that Star Trekkiness to it all. So again, another amazing episode of Vikings this season. I am at an all-time excitement level for this show, and I can't wait to talk about it. Like I said, some Wednesdays we will do casts like this with watching the episode live. I kind of like doing it this way. It lets me pay attention a little bit more to the show, especially if I can keep myself to shutting the fuck up during the actually action of the program and then actually pay attention and talk right afterwards. It's one of those shows that, beyond having to get up in the mornings on Thursdays a lot, the act of taking notes and looking down while I'm taking notes, I miss a lot of the beautiful landscapes of it. And it's not necessarily a dialogue heavy show. It's a show you not tell you kind of program. So sometimes we do Vikings podcasts the day after. Sometimes we will do recaps the night after. And sometimes we will do these live streams. I enjoy the relaxed nature of those. As Stephanie says, good night to everybody one more time. Let's go into the live motherfucking chat for a second here and take some motherfucking comments. So here we go. Yeah, JT John Teller. Are we going to see a Visions of Ragnar in Valhalla? I dreamt that once. I do think we're going to see Ragnar again at some point in the series in an applesauce kind of way. Alex is as good as Travis in embracing his character. I think Alex is doing an excellent job, and I'm going to see how I feel in a couple of seasons down the road. But he surprised the fuck out of me in what he brings to his character, and I think he is embracing this character of Ivar in the same way that Travis embraced Ragnar. He feels like he breathes life into him, not just reading lines in a character at all. Ivar has the same role as Bran, and Ivar is killing it. Timo says, loved Ragnar and Egbert in season 3. Are You Corrupt scene is still one of my favorite of all times. Awesome. Yeah, I love when they first got introduced, and all of that is so delicious. And I think that's the thing with what Ragnar did, and it's perfectly depicted in the show, and it's definitely planned out, and the actors are doing this consciously. But again, it's that each part of his personality. He had all these dynamics. He had the same thing Ubi has, the same thing Bjorn has, the same thing Ivar has. And each one of them are that personality trait personified. I haven't been able to put my finger on Hisak or Dead Mullet one. I'm blanking on his name right now, but preach on. Agree, do. Ivar is way better than Bran. Alex Hoge will be a huge star. So Travis is Gabriel and Alex is Phil Collins for that Genesis comparison. I love how Mike says, like how I shoot my porno. Old 30s style, grainy black and white filters. Very artistic. I mean, autistic. I mean, I don't know. Mike. I see Fury. I usually watch 3 times. The kid is amazing. Only just finishing up on my episode 3 review now, and then I'll start to work on episode 4. We got King McKay in the live motherfucking chat. What I hope to have is, after this half of season is over, whenever at the end of January, sometime at the beginning of February before The Walking Dead starts, hopefully be able to have King McKay on for a season recap review kind of podcast about Vikings. So hopefully, I'm putting King McKay on the spot right now live. Like, no, if he really wants to do it, but no, we're gonna definitely have King on at the end of the season to do a season recap. Hopefully Joe will be able to join us too. And sometime this season 2, or also around that time after the half season, I will be having Nick from History Buffs on to talk a little bit about some behind the scenes stuff. And he also has some special treats to show us from some of his time on set. So I'm excited to have both those guys on different shows, either the end of the Viking season or with Nick's case, maybe sometime in the next couple of weeks. So I'll keep you guys posted about that. And as for the Vikings recaps on Wednesday nights, like I said, usually it's a last minute call depending on how Thursdays are looking. But if I can keep my fucking mouth shut during the program, see, even Stephanie usually gives me the looks during the program, like, shut the fuck up, I can't watch what's going on. But she was actually able to follow what was going on while I was doing one of these. So perhaps it's a new dawn. I can keep my fucking big fucking trap shut. I mean, I had problems a couple of times, but I will also be doing, many podcasts and lots of Vikings coverage throughout the season. So let's take a couple more comments. Holy shit, big episode next week. Phil the Hornless. Phil is half of Vikings. My horn's bent. Hey, genetics. I can't do anything about that. Listen. Listen. The fucking spaghetti monster made me who the spaghetti monster made me, people. I'm half a Viking. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, fuck. Oh, I owe Timo 2 spins of the wheel for that $20 super chat donation. There's no fucking way I can't do that. I can't forget. Awesome, King. So plan, probably me and him will touch base, but after Vikings episode 10 is done, whatever, this first half of the season, we'll definitely have King McKay on for a kind of Vikings Q&A / just discussion where we go over some of our least favorite parts of the season and what we're hoping for the back half of the season, a live podcast. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us. Very excited to get King on for that. And as I mentioned, Nick will be on at some point during the season as well. Is Joe coming back next week? Yes, he should be back next week, especially we'll try to get him in here for one of these live in the room ones, but Joe will definitely be back whenever he can for these Viking casts. As I said, sometimes they'll be on Friday afternoons or Thursday afternoons as well. It's just one of those ones that's sort of like a floating time period. But Joe, if anyone wants to hear Joe's thoughts on this particular episode of Vikings, this Sunday we're going to have a new show, a new kind of show called Joe's Thoughts. No, it's Joe and I are going to be doing a podcast that we're going to be touching on a couple of different topics, one of which is the Walking Dead mid-season finale and Joe's thoughts about that. Also his thoughts on this past episode of Vikings. And just also let you know, I will be on tomorrow evening at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do my non-spoiler review of The Force. The Force is fucked. The Last Jedi. That's what I will be doing. As I'm looking for my sandwich button. So hopefully you guys look forward to that goofiness that will be going on tomorrow night. Just seeing Ivar smile in the preview gave me a special kind of fucking joy. The Nightfall pilot. Oh, I did not get to see. I turned off the screen, so I didn't see the preview. I should rewind it to watch the preview. So let me do this. I'm going to quickly play a song for you on the music train thing here. Let me play some music for you for 1 second as I quickly go into the other room and spin the wheel twice for Timo. This is about everyone's favorite. Sorry, be easy on me. The song is, in fact, very rough. Where is it? Where's this shit? You close out here. Let's go. Where is this? Sorry, I'm looking through everything. And let me push this here. Push this fucking button here. Save that there. Go over here and play this. I'll be right back. Timo, here comes your spins.
There is a man in the Viking age with a boundless rage, covered in blood, makes his enemies weep, and his brothers into sheep. Ivar the Boneless, Ivar the Boneless, Ivar the Boneless, fuck 'em all. Ivar the Boneless, Ivar the Boneless, Ivar the Boneless, fuck 'em all. He'll slither down the ground with the sound and take a slash at your ass or your ankle. What's up with this guy? He'll just take a slash your ankle or your ass. You better watch out, he's gonna take a crash. Ivar the Boneless, Ivar the Boneless, Ivar the Boneless, fuck 'em all. Ivar the Boneless, fuck 'em all. Ivar, hey, Ivar, get in Timo's basement and get nice and comfortable. Get in Timo's basement, get in Timo's basement, get in Timo's basement.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, Ivar, Timo's WWE contestant. So, Timo, I rolled the wheel. I spun the wheel twice for you, and thanks for your contribution contribution to the super chat wheel, and you landed on Joe Drink twice. It landed on Joe Drink, then it landed on Joe Drink again. Joe, unfortunately, is, not here. Joe's not here, man. Dave's not here. So I guess I have to drink. So I got the Absolute out. Got the shot glass. Gotta fucking do this. So you landed on Joe Drink twice. How Timo does that, like legitimately does that, I would say 8 out of 10 spins that Timo gets always land on Drink. She fixes the wheel. Fuck. Ugh. Oh, shit. Yeah, Joe will have to land it on Date with Mike. Oh, fuck. Here we go, Mike. And let me pour the other one so I can psych myself up for it in a second. But I do want to say some thank yous. I'm going to start to wrap this up pretty soon tonight. Super appreciate all of you guys that joined us for this live watch. Hopefully I wasn't too babbly during the show and some of you guys could actually get a chance to watch it. I hope the new setup of the room helped things out as well. The wheel works in mysterious fucking ways. It really does. Let's see. No, exit, motherfucker, exit. Now here we go. Now I'm drunk, yelling at my remote. You fuck, you fucking asshole. You move, you fucking remote ass fuck. So yes, we will be on tomorrow night for some Star Wars. This time tomorrow night. And let me check. I want to check one thing. Make sure we don't have anyone that I missed a comment. See if we. Oh no, we do. We have a couple texts. Let's go. Now we've got a text from. Oh, thank you so much, area code 817, who says, "Phil, you devilish motherfucker, blocking out the sun. I'm an asshole." No, I appreciate it. Lots of love to you, area code 817. Here we go. Let's what's going on here? Are there people watching? Sorry, got a weird text message. Puts directly into the what? I'm not sure what that's going on. Sorry, someone sent me a really weird text message about like something to do with a bank and deposit money or something like that. I'm confused. I'm confused. What is the number to call in? Calling from the 253. The number is 781-990-8509. Again, that's 781-990-8509. What's the number to... Oh, it's your last night, then you have to work for 4. Oh, that's harsh. It's harsh. Sucks. I got a busy week next week, and then the following couple of weeks are pretty easy, but next week is kind of clusterfucky. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it means. Please let me know. I don't know if you're watching this, or actually no, that was sent earlier than the broadcast started, so it's probably an aside. So everybody, I hope you all have an awesome night, and if you haven't already, I'm FICA. Oh, I still owe Timo one shot before I can go. I know. I think the text was from my weed dealer. That's like, listen, the check did not cash. It was from Sally Mae. They want my student loan payment. They want. They're like, where's our check, motherfucker? Spin the win. They want to spin to win. Let's see. Let's read one more here. Let's read one more text message right here that we have. Phil, love the live streams. Love what you guys do, but especially love the live commentary. Thank you. We try to we meaning me and my multiple personalities. Now, I try to bring a couple of these here and there. I enjoy doing them. They're a lot of fun. Joe and I think are going to do a few of them for a couple of shows we've already watched, and definitely we do these for The Sopranos sometimes as well. So look out for these motherfuckers. No whammies. Fucking stop. And so again, last thoughts on this episode of Vikings. Another fucking awesome one. Can't wait to see more. Got me hungry for more. Season's already too far down the road. I don't want it to be over, and I don't want another huge fucking break for more episodes. Suddenly what looked at 20 episodes is looking like less. So if you're at all worried about watching the show without Ragnar, I can say without hesitation from my interest that the show hasn't missed a beat. It continues to be awesome in different ways. Lots of love. I like that, Timo. Timo for president. Tebow. I'm in. I'm on that team. So let's do this. Let's do one last thing here and play, because I need to run into the other room for 1 second. And I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you so much. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to everyone in the live motherfucking chat. You guys are awesome. Huge hugs to everybody. Excuse me. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please share it with a friend. Share your thoughts of Vikings this season. Why are you loving it? Why maybe if you disagree with me and you're not really feeling the show right now, I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. I always try to respond, or at least make sure I read all the comments and hear what you guys are thinking out there about these shows. So I can't wait to read your thoughts on this episode of Vikings, and I will be back again tomorrow night right around this time to talk about Star Wars. So everybody in the chat: King McKay, Drew Chronic, Mike, Santovia, Team fucking Dude Chronic, IC Fury, Iron Throne, all of our good friends that popped on in here tonight. We love all of you guys. You are amazing. Joe's got to go. We want a Katie Crow cast. Hey, I'll work at it. I'll try to make that happen at some point. But we'll do a cast about Joe. We'll Joe will make a movie or something. We got to get Joe to make some sort of movie and then have Katie and I recap and review it. That'd be amazing. But no, I will be back very soon, guys. Too funny. It's all good. Love you guys. Talk to you next time.